So I said, really? Well, then how come they came to my house and told me that they were investigating me for abuse and neglect? And they went through my house and they went through everything, and they asked us all kinds of horrific questions. They tore my son out of bed. It was just like, it was unbelievable. It was like you might as well have came in and ripped him up out of bed, but, so, so then the meeting was after that. And like I said, I lost that meeting. I walked out of there feeling like the most horrible person in the entire world, the most horrible mom ever. Told me that my son was wetting his pants, all his pants, and we don't mean like wetting as in peeing. I mean like pouring water on himself. We tried so many things, and I explained this to everybody. We tried to stop him by throwing away his pants, not giving him his pants, but he found other pants. He would even ruin things that costed a lot of money just so that he was wearing pants and making sure they were wet. And so he would use paper towels. He would soak entire rolls of paper towels, and then so we stopped letting him use paper towels. Then he started taking plastic water bottles and filling them up with water and then pouring that on them. So we took the water bottles away. They started taking all our styrofoam cups and pouring, just throwing them away. Pouring water on them, throwing them away. And so we started hiding our styrofoam cups. So he started using our glasses. And they happened to be my Looney Tunes and Snoopy glasses from when I was little that we got at McDonald's and everything. So, and he was breaking them. So it got dangerous. And so we had to stop, and we had to just let him go back to doing what he was doing in the first place because it was getting dangerous. So I was explaining this all to this lady. So I'm getting a drink, I'm sorry. How everything was working, how, what was happening. And she was saying, this is all for attention. It's all for attention. And I said, I don't understand how you could say it's for attention. The kid's in another room and he still gets attention. And he makes sure he gets attention. If you're not paying attention to him, he makes sure that you are. And my older son was always like that too when he was younger. If you go on my YouTube, you can look up Parker's Mom 215 channel. You can see our entire family on there. Like almost every home video that I have. There are some that I haven't done yet, and I can't wait to get them done. Because pretty soon the videotapes aren't going to be good. So I have to get them done. So anyway, I kept saying I don't see how this can be attention-getting behavior. I don't understand that. I said, what about, I said, he wakes up in the middle of the night, turns on all the lights. I think he's afraid of the dark, but then during the day when we're all up and it starts to turn dark, nothing bothers him. Like he'll just sit there in complete darkness. He wants darkness, but then at night, he has to turn on every single light in the house, every single device in the house. He has to have every TV, every Xbox, anything that is going to give him some light. So they asked me if I go out. Oh, I said I wake up every morning, and I go to the bathroom, and I see that all the lights are on. So they said, well, do you turn the lights out? And I said, yeah. So when I go to the bathroom, I turn the lights out. I mean, yeah, I think my electric bill would like that, So they said, well, then that's for attention. And I said, it can't be because he's asleep. And they said, you don't know that. He's probably awake listening to every move that you're making. He knows you're there. And I said, no, he don't. He's snoring. He doesn't know that I'm getting up and turning out the lights. It's like... And I said, so what about all the piling the blankets on him and everything? And they said, oh, that's for attention. And I said, no. I said, how can that be for attention? And it was like, it's like, I mean, I don't say anything to him. I mean, I just come in and say, oh, wow, Parker, thanks a lot. It's like every day I got to clean up your blankets and do all this. You got to do this to me every day. I mean, well, that's all I say. And then when he leaves, that's when I'm upset. I'm like, I'm living my whole life every day, washing 5 to 8 loads of laundry a day. My electric bill, half the pie is all, and I said, I complain like that, but he's never around. And they said, well, he likes even negative attention. And I was like, but he's not around. I'm not giving him negative attention. I don't understand what they're all saying. I mean, this is all has to do with sensory. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that it's because he does not have occupational therapy anymore. So they would not listen to me. They just kept telling me that is because there's behavior. Attention getting behavior. So we walked out and I said to the teacher, when I was leaving, I was like, I don't understand. Then she started telling me some of the behaviors that he was doing in school. And it all started turning out that things that were happening at home were starting to happen at school. And they kept telling me, oh, we don't see that behavior here. We don't see that behavior here. So the teacher tells me that she's starting to see different things that, are relating to what's going on at home. And in the meantime, they're pushing services on me and telling me the therapists were telling me to make sure that I got ABA therapy, let them know that Parker is really bad, like you have to tell them that you fear for your life, that and I was like, really? I'm like, that means like, they're going to take them away. So she says, no, not necessarily. They don't want to do that. They don't, they wouldn't want to do that. But it wouldn't be so bad if they took them away to crisis for a couple days. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, what? I was like, because my kid does not deserve to go to crisis. He does not deserve to be taken away from his family. And we don't deserve for him to be taken away from us either. And so after all this, like I said, I found out why he's been doing this. I picked up the pants one day when he went to school, and they were really heavy. They were really, really heavy because they were soaked with water. He had just really soaked them with water. So I said, I figured it out. It's not the water, it's the weight. It's the weight of the water. And he likes weight, and he likes compression. The pants are kind of tight. He likes to be squeezed, and he likes weight. That explains why he wears 4 pairs of pants that are wet. That explains why he is covering himself with blankets and sheets and book bags and pocketbooks and coats and just wetting everything to have this extra weight on him. And so I called up to tell them all, and they still act like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I called to talk to the nurse, and I was telling the nurse, and the nurse was like, oh, and then she's listening to me, and she's like, wait, he does this, he does it. So I realized, I found out I was talking to the wrong nurse. It wasn't even the nurse that I always talk to. But she knew everything about Parker. She knew everything, like, she didn't understand about the weight thing, but she's like, oh yeah, Chris was telling me about that. Oh yeah, Chris was telling me about that. And I'm thinking, what? Why is Chris telling you about this? It's like, you aren't even Parker's nurse. It's like, why do you know all this, So I left it go. It's just like, all right, whatever. And I'm thinking that's a funny picture. That's really weird that, you know, it just seems like to me I'm being gossiped about and slandered and falsely accused, totally falsely accused. I'm just wondering if there's anybody out there like going through the same things as me. And I know there's a lot of videos now. I've been talking since like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it is now 4:30 in the morning, and I probably, sound like an idiot by now, so I'm kind of tired. But 2 o'clock in the morning, I sure as heck didn't feel like sleeping. I broke out in hives, basically. I found out when they told me they were dropping my case. DYFS had said that they were satisfied with everything that I was doing and that they were going to drop my case. Well, she came out to visit me another month later, and she had said that we were on some kind of waiting list for services called Cathcart, where we're going to get family budgeting services, counseling services, like rides back and forth to the doctors. And it's like, well, I don't I don't want to fight with them. You can't fight with them, but I'm like, I don't see where we need counseling or family budgeting or anything. It was like, I own my own home. I own my own business. I've studied marketing online for 6 years. I'm finally starting to get somewhere. And then we get, we get this, somebody telling us that what we're doing is not right, So anyway, besides the family services, she comes here and, and she leaves, and I'm on the impression that they're getting ready to close out my case. And I get a phone call on Friday telling me she's coming to visit me again, this Wednesday coming up. We made the appointment. She said that her supervisor, didn't want her closing the case yet, that there was a couple things that they still needed to do. Which was, they were doing a background check on me. She wanted to know what police station that we had, that we belonged to. She was asking more questions. She asked why, they called the dentist, and the dentist told them there were no concerns. She asked why that was, and, I don't know. I said, I'm just telling you, I told the truth of what I was told. And I said, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. And she said, oh, no, it's like, we aren't bad. We're not bad people. She's like, we're here to help. And so, they all were telling me it's not bad to have DYFS in your life. And I don't know. Never had it, so I don't know. And a lot of people tell me that it's bad to have DYFS in your life, and once they're there, they never go away. I'm thinking, like, I have a kid that's going to turn 18 on April 1st, and Parker is, he just turned 16. And he has come such a long way because of us. Nobody, and I told these people, you've never been to my house. You know nothing about my life. All you see is what Parker does in school, and he's a very good kid in school. And they obviously said he doesn't need these, he doesn't do this stuff at school and all that stuff. So how do they know what he does at home? They only know because of what I tell them. And the reason why I tell them is because I thought that we're all supposed to be working together to come to one common goal, is to make Parker better. Okay? Not lie and turn against the family and make them look like horrible parents. So I believe, and my mother has said this, that the only people that should be teaching children with autism are parents, that the parents should be the teachers, and that there should be maybe a couple therapists there to back people up, but to back parents up and help them with some things, but they should not be teaching our kids, are just mothers and fathers of people who live with autism should be teaching autism. We are the only ones that know our kids more than anybody, and I believe these schools are more babysitters than anything. A lot of them do help, a lot of them don't. And I really badly wanted to be in the school that I'm in right now, and they turned their back on me. They all say they don't believe that it's that, but they just wanted me to get the services for my kid. That's all they wanted. But as far as I'm concerned, if you don't have all the services in place that my son is allowed in school, like all the speech therapy and all the occupational therapy and all the behavioral therapy, every therapy that's supposed to be available to him by the state of law should be given to him before you bring people in my house and turn my life upside down. We have a routine we deal with every day. We work on our business. I work at home. I work online too. I take care of Parker. I take care of Hayden. I try and see my family as much as I can. I talk to my friends as much as I can. Facebook is how my friends keep in touch with me, because they know I'm busy. They know I'm a busy person, and very busy person. People have to call me and interrupt my life because I barely can stop my life to call other people. Always doing something for Parker, always doing something for Hayden, always working on my business, always working online, always out doing something. We're just always doing something to help our family and, like I said, live our lives safe, secure, happy, alive. It's just really not fair what's going on. And I'm getting very tired and babbling. It's like, this is a day that I bought my home. I'm going to break up the video, go to another one.